Hi, everybody. It's March 26, 2026. Um, I've noticed that the constant presence of pressure will, it's kind of like a spiritual hallucinogen. When you start feeling pressure at first, it's going to feel unfair, it's going to feel overbearing, and it kind of puts you staunchly in reality, or what you would think reality is, because the pressure is making you more aware of things that are painful, makes you more aware of things that aren't feeling well to you. So you think that's more close to reality. But as the pressure is constantly put on you, whatever situation this is, the pressure is going to um, kind of kind of alter your awareness, kind of alter your perception. So the longer that pressure is there, like the initial phase of being uncomfortable, being overwhelmed, is going to change into kind of creating an anxiety within you and your actions. And then later it's going to be kind of a submission at that point where you realize it's not going away, so you might submit to it and kind of try to survive despite it. Then after that, you may bounce back and you may get stronger. You may be able to defy the pressure and push it back. And after it keeps on persisting after that, you may get kind of frustrated, and then you get even stronger, and it still doesn't go away. So these cycles occur, and these changes in your attitude, and these changes in your strategy, and your in the way that you go about to augment your life changes with pressure. And so it kind of distorts your reality and kind of tunes it up, all depending on your understanding of why it's there and what you can do about it and how it relates to you and your life, inner and outer. So pressure is not necessarily an unfair aspect of life. It's it's a sort of kind of universal force that we experience in terms of how our spiritual self connects with the rest of ourself and kind of responds to that aspect of life. So this gets me to thinking about speed. Um, I guess the first basic concept of speed is that when you are trying to excel, when you are trying to reach a goal, when you're trying to get away from what is bothering you, speed and the and its rapidness is what you are focused on. That's what you want to happen. You want to speed through and get away and get to the good stuff. And that's only natural. And you would wonder, like, if all things being flat, if all things being equal, why can't we have things at a high speed? Why can't we hurry up and achieve and hurry up and get away from pain and hurry up and be happy? Why do things have to take time in this life? Why do we have to wait inordinate amounts of time just to be uh, just to be even neutral? And so the answer I come up with that is that when you slow down, when you're brave enough to slow down and not go anywhere and to stay where you are, uh, initially, almost like I was just talking about, initially it's going to be painful. It's going to be quite obstructive to your peace. But when you are strong enough to stay where you are, when you want to get somewhere, when you know what you want is ahead, when you get strong enough to be patient and let it come at its own pace, something happens to you. Um, you realize that your strength kind of dictates how much you enjoy life. Your patience kind of directs how how much and deeply you enjoy what is available to you at the moment and how you use that in order to progress. So that's the first thing I can say about speed. It's like you want things to be fast, but being patient isn't about submitting to this life and the nature of this life. It's more about developing yourself. The second thing I could say about speed is um, it's not necessarily on an equal playing field in terms of different emotions, in terms of different states of your awareness. Things aren't equal. The speed is You would think that the greater things, the more valuable things that you hold closer to your heart, you would think that those things come slower. But there have been times in my life where I have had monumental segments of time of joy that came so fast and so easily that I wasn't able to internalize how happy I was because they came upon me so fast, and I hardly felt like I did anything to work for them or did anything to deserve them. So speed isn't equal on all playing fields. Sometimes the greatest things come easily, and sometimes the smallest things you have to basically pull your muscles out of your off of your bones just to get a small thing. So uh, speed is not um, predetermined by the amount of joy or the amount of suffering. Speed is your perception is based on your perception, and when your perception is not determined by how fast things go, you don't really recognize or give too much credence to speed at all. And the third thing I can say about speed is that in comparison, when you're that's why they say don't compare yourself to others, because like when somebody gets something that you see that looks so good or it looks so divine, and you compare it to how you feel, you're gonna feel like time is going to be purposely slowed down for you because it seems like they're so far ahead, they're so happy, they're so content, and you feel so far away. So no matter how fast you start working on your goals to reach what they have to get that in your life, the speed is never going to be enough because your perception is that uh, each step you take, they seem to be taking 10 steps ahead of you, even on top of already being ahead of you. So the speed is going to be a distraction. The speed is going to be a hallucination because ultimately, if you look at it in a global perspective, it's a hallucination because they could be looking at you and you could be ahead of them. So this fisheye distortion is causing both of you to compare, and it's reversing your progress compared to each other relatively. So comparison is always going to give you the short end of speed. So I hope this helps. Thanks.